This is a TLDR tier list for next week's Mutation. This is based on solo play because your ally is a random factor that cannot be accounted for. Also, this is based on above average co-op knowledge. Mechanical skill is not that important in co-op. Adjust these rankings based on your own knowledge and skill level. So I'm going to start off by saying that this mutation is bullshit. Rifts are going to spawn in bullshit places. Fear is bullshit as well. So if you don't produce good results, it's not always your fault. It's just luck of the draw sometimes. Anyways, let's start. So Phoenix, he goes in E because I tried him and he just keeps getting feared. So your heroic units will not get feared so often, but once they get feared, you're going to have 0 power for a while. And if you're fighting something like Terran, they're going to attack you very often with Marines, high rate of fire, so you're going to get feared a lot. Zeratul, he's like pretty decent because he has cannons and his hero unit is invisible. His DTs are invisible, so they won't get hit. For the most part, he can fight any comp, but I guess if there are detectors, you have to be more careful about getting spotted. For Stukov, I tried him and he is terrible. So Banshees, you can kind of control rifts with Banshees, but that's about it. It's hard for him to do the objective. And if they're not Terran, they're gonna have detectors, which makes your life even worse. Swan is a tower commander and he can one base this, so he's all right. The problem he faces is that it's gonna be kind of hard for him to get the crystals home. You can teleport workers to the places, to the areas, but then once you get the crystal, you have to babysit them home. And because you're one basing, there may be rifts along the way, and you don't really have an army except like a handful of wraiths since you're on one base. It's really hard to expand on this map. So especially with all the rifts around, if you can control an area with like 7 to 8 turrets, that's great. But remember that if you put it in like the center or at the expo, all the rifts that you don't take care of are all going to go there, and it might be a problem. Stetman, Super Gary doesn't really get feared. Everything else gets feared. You can't use Lings because they have low HP. And you can use infestors like Ancaligan, but they're very, very unreliable and very clunky to use. And yeah, overall, he just sucks. Carax is similar to Swan. You just spread observers and then you slowly tech up to get your energy, and whatever doesn't die, they can run into your cannons. So your defense will be fine. Your rift clearing will be pretty good as well, but it's going to be kind of hard. It's going to be hard to get to the crystals and defend them. Dehaka. So the Hakas early on, even though you have 2 of them, they're going to get feared. And if they get feared, it's going to be really shitty. And if one dies, the other dies. So that sucks. And later on, before 820, you're going to need 1 Muta to clear the Dark Fog of War, or you have to walk the Hakas to clear the Dark Fog of War. If the enemy is not Terran, they will also come with detectors, which can spot your Impalers, and your Impaler hit squads might get feared and get surrounded because they can't fight back. So it kind of sucks. Manx, I tried this guy, and he's not very good. So he's bad because you can't expand easily, and without money, this guy is going to just keep bleeding. If you keep defending on one base, like, you can hold on for pretty long, but you can't clear rifts reliably. And then you also can't really babysit your workers home. And his normal like P3 hit squads and stuff, they get feared. So that's going to suck. Nova sucks because defensive drone, not in theory, but it prevents fear. However, if you get feared before on the first shot, defensive drone will not trigger because you can't use defensive drone on a feared unit, and that unit will continue to get slapped. So what you have to do is manually target your units with the defensive drone while you're doing all these other things. You need Banshee hit squads to control the rifts, but if they're not Terran, they're going to see your hit squads and fear you, and then your dudes are going to fly over lava or something, and it's just a nightmare. Kerrigan, I did not try. So you have to remember this. I did not try her because it's just going to be terrible. So Kerrigan, she's the one who's going to be in the front, and if she gets feared, your army is just going to be you're going to be out of commission for a bit. Even though hero units get feared for a shorter duration, if you're fighting something like Terran, they're going to have high rate of fire and shoot you and from range. It's going to suck. Vorazun, good against Terran, bad against anything that can see her. So her units, unlike Zeratol's, they're fragile. So if they get hit, they're going to get more likely to get feared, and they're more likely to die because they can't fight back. And if you lose a hit squad out on the field, it's going to be hard to control the rifts. Tychus, the only actual S commanders, because like even against a tough enemy, you can destroy them in one shot. So if you grenade them before they see you, they're not going to attack you. And if they can't really attack you, then they can't fear you. So he's the only one who's like decent, and he's usually the same thing. So you have Sirius at the natural throwing down turrets. Turrets don't get feared, so you have like a super strong defense. Zagara can clear rifts. Clearing rifts is extremely important. You can even clear the shit rifts in like the top right corner or something. On paper, Zagara's not great because her Zerglings will get feared, but what actually happens is you have like a ton of Banelings and you just crash into them. So you have like 10 units that are feared, but you have 20 more that are not, and you just surround them and blow them up. And because Zagara can clear the rifts, you don't actually have many trickles to deal with. You just have a bunch of spines at the natural, maybe some bio launchers, and defend. Abathur, I played against all three races, and it turns out he's pretty good. As long as you can get your first Brutalist, he's fine. He will occasionally get feared, but his Symbiote shield is really good. Later on, you're going to get lots of Swarm Hosts, and you're going to control the map pretty easily. Artanis, I did not play. So this one just sounds like a nightmare. You have small hit squads that can get feared, and if they get feared, then you're in trouble. So yeah, and if you get a shit rift, you need to fly an observer far over just to orbital strike it or something. Raynor, I did not try, but Raynor sounds better than the other ones just because he has calldowns that can deal with rifts, and so you can just stay at home behind your bunkers and repair them. Alarak, he's good if they can't hit him, but if you're fighting like Terran, the bases, they have range, so they will hit your stuff before you hit them, and you might get feared, and your mothership's gonna get beaten up really badly against Terran. Against Protoss, they have cannons, they'll hit you first, so it's pretty crappy. Against Zerg, I was able to do it, but if it's not Zerg, it's going to be quite harder. Han Horner is good because Han Horner can take out the rifts. So Han Horner's doesn't have static defense, so the defenses are kind of weak, but you can pretty much take out the rifts and they will never spawn a big wave. So you just deal with the 2 Zerglings, a Marine or Zealot, and hopefully your little dudes you have enough of them so that you don't get overwhelmed. And later on, you just add air units to attack the objective and stuff. So Han Horner overall pretty good. And remember, these 3, I did not play them. These I tried and they were really bad. Other people have done it before because this mutation has been all cleared, but I couldn't do it and it's so annoying that I'm not going to try. That's it for this tier list. You can extrapolate this info to your duel runs. Good luck with the mutation.